There we go. Right, Rory, you were saying you're shot in the balls?
Yes.
You shot them.
No.
You were enjoying shooting several people last night, as far as I recall.
No further questions, Your Honour.
Amazing. Oh, should we just begin?
Needs represents a clear and present danger to the national security of the United States.
You have no idea what men of power can do.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Clear and Present Dudes, the podcast that isn't a train, it's a missile the size of the Chrysler Building. I am Mike Dunbar. With me tonight, as always, I have Rory O'Toole.
Hello, everybody. I hope the yellow vest isn't making you nervous like some veteran train engineer would get enraged by such a thing. If you wish, I will take it off. There we go. Now we're all calmed down.
Okay. And Sonia Björksen, how's it going, mate?
Good evening, everyone. Today's topic is trains, quite literally. I've watched the film we are talking about before getting on a 4-hour train ride to now continue the rolling topic of tonight. Trains.
Yeah.
Was the train under control the whole time? Or did it run away?
I hope it was.
Excellent. Okay, we are here tonight to discuss the 2010 Tony Scott movie. It's SCOTTOBERFEST. And we're here to discuss the 2010 Tony Scott movie, Unstoppable, his final movie, starring Denzel Washington and Chris Pine and Rosario Dawson and Kevin Dunn. I could do this all day. Awesome movie. Awesome. Rory, your pick. Take it away.
My pick, yes. I was really excited to choose this film. As I said in the last episode, the first time I saw this film was when I was flying out from Iceland after the eruption of the Grimsvötn, probably pronounced wrong, volcano that like stranded loads of people. And I seem to recall this was like 2011 when this happened. So I seem to recall that they like cobbled together just like old ass fucking Boeings that looked like they were about to fall from the sky. And the in-flight film on this flight, this, as I said in the last episode, they didn't have the seat back entertainment units. There was one shonky TV up top left or right corner in almost black and white, colour washed out, obvious pirate material. That was Unstoppable. I watched some of it. I had to listen to the person I was with at the time talking at length about how they were going to sue everybody involved. And it's like, it's a volcano. You can't litigate against these things.
It's Mother Nature, which makes this a case of child abuse, actually.
And nice. And yeah, with the theme of Tony Scott Ober, and with clearly keeping with the theme of Denzel Washington as well, I thought let's roll like a coasting train, or is it an underpower train, right in to a town populated by our listeners and hit them with some explosive chemical podcast reactions.
Awesome. But Rory, before we go into the topic of the movie, should we conclude the epic saga that has been Tom Clancy's The Bear and the Dragon?
Oh yes, I finished it. Finally finished it. I ran out of my monthly audiobook hours at least once, and the finishing like final push of it has just depleted my audiobook listening hours so much that after getting a chapter and a half, or maybe 2 chapters at most, into the Dark Tower, it was like, hey, it's that sexy voice again. Once again, you scrub. You poor piece of crap, you worm of a man. You can't afford this extra audiobook hours because you've been giving yourself secondhand autism by listening to Tom Clancy writing about how we'd conduct hyperwar for too long on your commutes. It's finished. Something like 37 hours of book has been completed. What a ride. What an absolute ride. Almost everything people said about it on Reddit turned out to be true. The book's absolutely insane. It is mental. The book finishes with America and Russia just throwing down against China after China invades Russia for resources. Apparently the main war fighting section of it's just about like the last 100 pages, but it feels like longer when you're getting it read to you by a guy who just sounds like an elderly version of Hank Hill. It's not the best guy. Almost every accent he does is like kind of bordering on racist. Like it's really uncomfortable at times. Like the Chinese accents he's doing. It's like I'm just thinking of when, you know, like actors would use a little bit of sellotape. You know where I'm coming from.
Mickey, what's he called?
God.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
God.
Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney, good grief. And when of course John Wayne did it when he played Genghis Khan, right?
John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Avowed racist John Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, the end of it is just textbook Tom Clancy, hyper war. A significant amount of cluster munitions are used with glee, with American glee, as it goes into how the cluster bombs from the JSOWs like home in on the heat signatures of the individual tank engines, and it's just like I'm watching Live Leak all over again.
So, mate, who wins, the bear or the dragon?
In the end, nobody. No, so yeah, the bear clearly wins. China is humiliated. China gets made absolutely humbled. There's also like a massive like student uprising that takes place at Tiananmen Square for, I guess, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But didn't have to be. So one of the greatest bits about it is that, again, we've got this is how Tom Clancy would have been president if you had actually the inclination to run and somehow get the job. I think this is him basically writing his kind of, hey, Congress, draft me for president kind of CV, right? There's a point when the Chinese managed to launch a single nuclear missile at the US. And of course, it's directly at Washington, baby. And everybody evacuates from the White House and that. But Jack Ryan's on a helicopter. It's like, oh my God, I can't leave Washington. And the chopper lands on the USS Gettysburg that's anchored in the Potomac. And it's got this guy on it who's been, what do you know? He's been doing updates on the software of the SM-2 standard missiles, you know? So they can shoot down ballistic threats. Where's all this going to? Tom Clancy, Jack Ryan gets out of the Tom Clancy copter onto the ship, goes into its CIC, and he bums a cigarette off some sailor, and the captain's like, "Oh, no smoking here," and he's like, "Actually, I'm President Tom fucking Clancy. I can smoke if I want." So Tom Clancy basically changes the Navy's rules on smoking. He has a few tabs because smoking's actually good, and you can just tell that his wife that he was getting divorced from is giving him grief about smoking habit during all this. The USS Gettysburg shoots down the re-entry warhead from the Chinese missile, and he's like, right, everybody on the ship is immediately promoted by one step. And now we're going to lock the ship up, and we're going to go to the White House, and we're going to get drunk. Now, Mike, I must ask you, what would the logistical devastation be of everybody on an American Aegis cruiser getting promoted one step, or any naval vessel's ship?
I feel like at the time, it would this is so ridiculous. All right, I feel right. So, yeah, all right. I think the career managers would be going mental. Because if you think about it, if you have a first job officer of the watch, has just got promoted to lieutenant commander because he's just rocked up. Just happens to be taken to lieutenant through training and has skipped 7 years of his career. I mean, this is 2.5, wildly underqualified because he happened to be there when an ICBM was taken out.
Wild, right?
It's crazy, yeah.
But that's just unilateral wet dreams, man.
It is, man. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, the imminent missile threat of the US is averted. There's a revolution in China. Students, and it's not even that non-credible at the moment because we're seeing how quickly Nepal and just obviously much smaller countries, but what happened in Nepal a few weeks ago, what happened in was it Madagascar just a couple of days ago?
Mm.
Like these like Gen Z uprisings that are like
Yeah.
they're like decapitating governments, and basically the Chinese students just storm the houses of government there, and there's all a very much seize him, he's a traitor to the revolution, and the himbo president and stuff and the marshals and shit all go away basically.
That's it, and then everyone's home for tea and stickies.
Basically, they all drank lemonade. But the best thing is how it ends, right? So, you know, the thing is, the main crux of it, nothing could have happened without our boy Chester Namori, the Japanese-American CIA officer working in China, who seduced Ming, the Politburo secretary, and we had all these scenes when there was really awkward sex scenes and Tom Clancy writing just the weirdest stuff, and like just the phrase Japanese sausage was used. She referred to him as master sausage, and at one point the phrase jade was used.
Jade sausage, master sausage.
The film, the book ends with a sentence along the lines of, Ming had a meal with her foreign lover and then returned for a dessert of Japanese sausage.
That's not the last line.
My hand to God.
That's not. That can't.
Line.
No, it's
that is
not.
the last line. It's the last line. Ming. I'm not.
That's bullshit.
Look at your heart. You know it to be true. It is the last line. It is the last line. It's the last line. She went home for a dessert of Google it, mate. For of Japanese sausage. It is a strangely horny book. Like it's got Tom Clancy's weird attitudes to sex all over it. While you're Googling, I find out the last line in the book that I'm correct about, by the way. The book keeps mentioning how like Mao Zedong liked like young girls and stuff. Mao Zedong, holy shit. And like it's regularly updating you. Chapter 37, Mao Zedong is still a pedophile.
Mike, what are you doing?
Crazy. Yes!
No way!
It is.
No way! For one particular person in Beijing, the changes meant that her job would change somewhat in the importance of not actual duties. Ming went out to dinner. The restaurants hadn't closed, with her foreign lover gushing over drinks and noodles with the extraordinary events of the day, then walked off to his apartment for a dessert of Japanese sausage. Oh my god!
Oh my! Told you, mate.
Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry, Rory. I thought you were just doing a bit, but that's mental.
Not a bit. The whole thing. A significant amount of the book is being Tom Clancy explores weird ideas about sex and gets a little bit horny. Like the whole Mao Zedong thing. I keep saying Mao Zedong was kitty fiddler, and then at one point, Jack Ryan's in like this op center, and he's thinking, "Oh, imagine if Mao Zedong had sex with my daughter." I was like, "What? Why are you thinking of these things? What the fuck? It's so really strange."
That's enough. I'm heading into the woods.
Okay, we are now recruiting for a replacement autistic German. Shit. But yeah,
wow.
So basically, that's it. It was wild.
What are you doing? What are you going to do now that you don't have that in your life anymore?
Having dessert.
I think there's probably support groups for people who've
read the entire thing.
Been through this. Did Tom Clancy ever have a Twitter account? Because if he did, I don't think he did, but if he did, he would have posted the weirdest stuff, man. If Clancy was still alive today, he'd be getting weird with it. Like he'd be posting weird stuff.
I would love to see what he would be saying right now about what's been going on over the last few weeks. Tom Clancy's reaction to the Time magazine front page with,
oh god, yeah,
Donald Trump talking about how they'd put photoshopped a tiny little crown on him, and it's the letter M from the word time.
Oh my god, that's nuts. I want his opinion on like the Su-57. So bad. I want that opinion. So yeah, there we go. If our listeners and viewers have ideas for any other ridiculous, dense techno thrillers, maybe featuring the concept hyper war, for us to book club. So let us know. Mike, what's an email address again?
clearandpresentdudes@gmail.com.
There we go.
All one word. Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool. Right, dude. Should we talk about the movie, about the trains? Let's roll trailer. There's a train.
I'm Will Coulson. We're working together today. Train 1206. Is there a problem?
I just don't like working at a damn daycare center.
I don't like working at a retirement home, so.
All right. This ain't training. In training, they just give you an F. Out here, you get killed. Married?
Sort of. It's a long story. How about you? You married?
Got 2 beautiful daughters.
Have fun.
What do we do when we get to a railroad crossing?
We have an unmanned train rolling into a highly populated area with no air brakes.
Yeah.
006, what's up? There's an unmanned train on the northbound track.
Oh, man, honestly.
Straight at us. What are we worried about in terms of cargo?
8 freight cars of hazardous chemicals. We're not just talking about a train. We're talking about a missile the size of the Chrysler building.
I need to know where that train is. We're not exactly sure. You're not sure? We'll find out. Watch out!
It gets
How do they not know?
I've got 150 students coming in on some field trip on track 16.
Train that size going that fast will vaporize anything in front of it.
We have been told to anticipate an event radius 20 to 45 miles.
The only way to stop that kind of power, grab it by the tail, gun in the opposite direction. Are you in or you out?
You want to kill yourself, you do it alone,
All right, you do what you want.
Wait. I'm not risking this company
rocks.
just because some engineer wants to play hero.
Not for you. Not doing it for you.
This is Will Coulson, your conductor. We're gonna run this bitch down.
Tell your sister I love you both.
The train is increasing in speed.
We're gonna be coming in too hot.
Just lost our brakes! Hey!
Close your eyes if you
The
want.
shooting scene, man.
God, man. Dude, that is one of the best trailers I've ever seen in my life.
Just,
That's so good.
Oh,
That just reminded me of the high I had watching the whole thing. One of the producers is Mimi Rogers. Sorry, mate. I've just seen on the credits. One of the producers is Mimi Rogers.
bloody hell.
That's Tom Cruise's first wife, and Honey Chandler in all of the Bosch series.
Oh,
I've
wow.
just been watching a season of Bosch with my missus just now. Worlds colliding. Anyway,
Worlds colliding. Worlds of Bosch collided with Op Center as well when you saw an Op Center alumnus in Bosch. Isn't that
indeed.
right?
Yes,
Indeed.
this movie is awesome. Is my main takeaway from it. But I'll let you share your opinion, dude.
This film's mint. Like, I thought it would be cool. I thought it would be like really, really cool to, for a start, enjoy the kind of Tony Scott high octane way handles thrillers, especially coming off the back of obviously doing 2 of his ones now, and obviously to see it on a actual TV and not like a shaking fucking CRT at the far end of an airliner. And no, it was amazing. This film, honestly, it's a beautiful film for me, like the way it's shot and stuff. Like, it's not like a kind of Lord of the Rings, like sweeping beautiful vistas and like verdant greenery, then like arch desolation and stuff. It's like this kind of run down beauty to it that like, and it speaks to us. Cause like, I mean, I'm not from Pennsylvania and neither are any of yous, but it's like, it's Northeast. And it's a film made by a guy from the Northeast.
It's an industrial heartland.
Yeah,
By a man from South Shields. I get it.
Yeah. And like so many of the shots in the film, like literally remind me of places near to me. And it's a film like you watch it, it's like, shit, I feel like I'm home here. Like there's some shots when the train's like out in the countryside, like out in Northumberland, there's that certain strip of the A69, man, like it runs like parallel with the Tyne Valley Railway line, Cycle Route 72 in the River South Tyne. And you're just driving along and there's fields and trees and there's railroad iron. There's just nothing. There's swathes of nothing between this.
once you're past the Hopeless bypass. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And it's just insane to think that Tony Scott hadn't at one point like driven on that road or bus or cycled or rode a train through that space, and it's kind of like poignant. I think this was his last film, and I mean, he was one of us, you know. He was a guy from the northeast of England, and you know, there's similarities. So that was kind of like really, I don't know, moving, I guess, and it was just class. Trains and halt whistle-esque scenery, and it's like this film has been adopted as a Geordie movie. I'm adopting this film. I've filled out the paperwork. It's the same dirty judge that did Chris Pine's character as restraining order, so it was tough to get the paperwork filled out. But this film's now been adopted as a Northeast opus.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Right. I've got to say, for being probably the film with the least concerning, worst possible outcome of the events of the film, since so far we've had meteorites, Armageddon, and nuclear holocaust, it still comes across as the most exciting watch so far for some reason.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's really enjoyable, even though the plot is there's a train and we have to stop the train. But
dude,
yeah, still, no. My main takeaway from the film is whenever trains are finished training, we're all fucked.
Yeah, man, I agree with that. I think it's weird, isn't it, that of all the, so this is like a straight up action movie, disaster action movie.
Yeah.
I think this might be the most thrilling movie of all the thrillers that we've done. You know? Yeah.
Definitely.
I like what you said about the look of the movie as well. It has got quite like it's got quite a naturalistic look to it. Very saturated still. So even you've got these like quite mundane, ordinary settings, like, you know, you've got the rail yard and some of the scenery and stuff, which could be quite washed out and bland. It pops. It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Like, you know, really like these rich oranges and yellows and different colors that you get from all the different trains and stuff that ordinarily, like, a movie that was trying to make this place look a bit gloomy would just wash out.
There's obviously a lot of like affection for the location which it's set. There's a lot of connection. I think it speaks of like just the way it's been put together. There's a few scenes that just have this absolute, like, there's one particular shot when the horse box is stopped on the train line, and there's that hostler who's getting the horse out, and there's a scene where the horse is rearing up and the train's behind it, and it's like, Jesus, just give me a couple of lines of cocaine and an airbrush and someone's van, and that's going to be the coolest van ever, because that's going to be right all over the side of it, man. Jokes aside, though, jokes aside, it's just a beautiful shot. It's got this stunning, like, just like power to it, and of course, like horses and trains and stuff, it's like the symbolism of the iron horse, and it's like the change in society and industrialization and stuff, which I guess is also something to think about. But also, it's just a badass cool shot of this horse like rearing up with this runaway train approaching it. Tony Scott didn't need to go this hard with this film, and yet he did.
Oh, that is the takeaway from this, isn't it? He didn't have to do this, but he did it. Like, that bit's amazing. There's they totally looked out, because during the shooting of that, they have that one bit where you see a little groundhog run across the track as well, and they leave it in. I love that.
That was amazing. I was like, oh, that guy. There's a that guy moment for you.
Yeah. So right, for people who haven't watched the movie and want to know what we're talking about, it's about a veteran Allegheny and Western Virginia Railroad, AWVR, engineer called Frank Barnes, who's played by Denzel Washington. And he's got a new, freshly hired conductor, a guy called Will Coulson, who's played by Chris Pine. And they are tasked to do a job on a single engine called AWVR Locomotive 1206. And they're going to go and pick up several of the spare cars from where they're working from, Stanton, Pennsylvania, and they've got to take them back somewhere else. Meanwhile, Randy from My Name is Earl, Ethan Suplee plays a character called Dewey. He is working another engine with a guy called Gillies, who's played by TJ Miller, and they're ordered to move this other train But as they're moving it, the train's 777. It's the enemy of the movie. It's the antagonist. Is this train? They're trying to move this train. He notices that one of the signals is in the wrong place, and the other guy can't get to it in time. So Dewey, Ethan Suplee, thinks, I'll just jump out the train. I'll take the power off, and I'll jump out and I'll change the signal myself, and I'll jump back on again. And it's regarded at the time generally as a bad move, but he does it, and then incredibly unluckily, the throttle hammers back down again, and boom, we're off to the races.
And he's not,
and he can't get back on again.
Yeah,
We've got a train rolling down the tracks under power. Although people don't understand that right away, and that's it. And everyone's laughing about him at first, like, you dumbass. But it's like a half a mile long train with many cars going fast down the track. Boom.
And the wild thing is as well, I mean, it's based on a true story. Like, it's based on an incident that happened just a few years before the film was made.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so can you imagine being that one guy who, you know, was responsible for it, being the real life Ethan Suplee? Imagine how humiliated you'd be.
It's not like you've got Ethan Suplee nowadays, who's like hench.
Yeah, when he's a beast, when he's like transformed into a space marine for some reason.
Yeah. This is like peak Ethan Suplee. My name is Earl, like friendly, cuddly. Yeah. Obviously, he's trying to get rid of that, hasn't he? Since.
In like the fantastic like rolling news coverage sections in the film that I'm probably going to spurg about in depth later, I love how the kind of as like the Greek chorus of the local Fox News affiliates are kind of like just updating the rest of the world on what's going on, and like they're getting like little photos and thumbnail bios of the people involved, and the provide a photo of Ethan Supplee's character, and like it's just, I love how like he looks like he's still somewhere in the food court of the Eden Prairie Center Mall, and he's still pissed off that he can't see the sailboat and the magic eye image he's been looking at all day.
Oh my god,
that's a deep cut. But
it's like a gag in BoJack Horseman, where every time BoJack Horseman gets like covered on the news, they use the same shot of him sneezing on Alyssa Milano.
Oh my god, incredible! Yeah, and of course. But of course, like the main balls up is that he doesn't connect the air brakes, which means that there's like no way for this runaway train to stop itself.
This crazy train.
Yeah. You see, I thought the first musical joke we would have made would have been a Soul Asylum reference, but you were in there with the Aussie reference.
Yeah.
Nice.
Keeping it old school, man.
Keeping it old school.
So the person whose problem this becomes is Connie Hooper, who is the yardmaster, played by Rosario Dawson. And she's kind of like, this is our Houston. This is our mission command, Cape Canaveral of the movie. This is our ops room, actually. This is our ops room.
Yeah, this is our ops room. How would we rate it? How would we rate this ops room compared to the other ones?
It looks plausible. It looks like the computer systems, you know, a little bit older, because it's bespoke for the geographic location they're in. They've got like little LED lights on a map on the wall and stuff.
Really like that.
I love stuff like that. And it's all just like grabbing different phones, and it's I like it. I like it. It suits the industrial rail yard setting, you know.
It really does. It's not like some kind of like turbo badass room and everything's like shot in shades of greens and blues and reds. It's not like the sonar room of the USS Alabama, you know. It's it's much more utilitarian.
This is it. Right, so I'm not a real man. You're not a real man. Sanye, you're not a real man. None of us are real men. But this movie, for me, has like a lot of verisimilitudes. Like it feels like like if I'm sure there are guys who do what the real and go, oh, you wouldn't do that, blah 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 blah. You know, like about some like esoteric little thing, like I did, you know, last week. But like, but it feels like legit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you know, some movies like Meteor, for example.
Yeah.
Like that didn't feel remotely realistic. This I feel like could happen, and like the places we're seeing are like places where maybe it did happen. You know?
Yeah. Like it's like it feels very much ripped from the headlines, I guess. A, because it was, but B, the kind of personalities and stuff that you see, it's all just kind of realistic, normal people. There's no like kind of turbo genius scientist cutting around looking like he's, you know, dressed like he's an informant from a 1970s blaxploitation film. Sean Connery in obviously Meteor. Rosario Dawson's simply a really competent, you know, specialist in what she does. It's not like, oh my God, we're sending in the best person in the world to fix things. Even the one character who, well, no, because there's two characters who were kind of this, were sending in the cavalry kind of people. There's that welder whose name I've just forgotten, but he's brilliant. The guy who's chatting that waitress up at the start of the film.
He's a that guy.
Yes, he's that guy. He's done so many films.
I saw him recently in a single role in an episode of Chicago Fire as a Vietnam vet.
Get in.
Yeah, he's one of them.
He's young to be a Vietnam vet in a film or a show. That's
sorry.
Like...
No, hang on. He was given Vietnam vet vibes. He was actually a Gulf War I vet. That's what it was.
There we go. Lou Temple playing Ned Oldman, the welder. So he's one of the two kind of, we're sending in a specialist kind of guys. And also the FRA inspector, Kevin Corrigan, playing Inspector Scott Werner, who just kind of happens to be there and gives like a bit of like specialist guidance and stuff. But there's no kind of like hero turbo brains in it. It's just people being really competent at the jobs, and it's class. It's got that verisimilitude, like you said, you know?
People mostly being very competent at their jobs.
Mostly. The heroes in the film are the ones that are competent.
Yeah. But you've got those wretched money men who want to keep the working man down. Kevin Dunn, I think, isn't it? Playing Oscar Galvin, who's the vice president of train operations for AWVR. And man, I was excited when I saw him because I love that guy. He's a great that guy.
Yeah.
He's awesome in everything he's in, and he had that one really. That's it, yeah. And he has that awesome line where he's like, "I've been working train yards for 20 years, and luck ain't got no business being in a train yard," something like that. And it's like, "Yeah, you're cool." But that's the one cool thing he says, and then after that, he's an asshole.
Yeah,
he's so good at it.
Sucks.
He is the heel. Yeah.
Yeah. Just the bit when he is having his meeting, and then he tells everyone to leave, but like I think 2 or 3 people, and it's like that's giving very Downfall vibes. You know that one Hitler scene that's like just memed on constantly when it's like everybody leave but Krebs or whatever, and it's like, yeah.
The complicating factor of Engine 777 whilst it's on the run is also that it's carrying about half a mile worth of cars behind it, and in 8 of those cars is molten phenol, which is bad news essentially. I think if it falls over, it'll explode and lots of stuff will die. That's basically it. So what they're trying to say is that it's not just a train, it's a missile the size of the Chrysler building. And if it goes off in a populated area, it's going to kill everyone in the populated area. Yeah. So that's why everyone's really worried about it. And
does it classify as a guided missile?
I mean, it's incredibly fire and forget, isn't it, at this point?
But Connie Hooper, Rosario Dawson's character, says that she wants to deliberately derail the train in a rural area, just get it over and done with. But the company man, Oscar Galvin, Kevin Dunn, doesn't want to waste a train and all that stuff because it'll cost the company millions. He cares more about the company than he cares about the risks to the people, initially at least. Yeah, I think he later in the movie has like a long dark tea time with the soul when he realizes what an idiot he's been. Initially, that's what's going on. So they come up, hatch a cockamamie plan to try and stop the train, and this is amazing.
Yeah.
They get like this guy who works for the railroad who is a U.S. Marine vet who's just come back from 2 tours in Afghanistan or Iraq.
I love this.
And so they decide they're going to try and winch him on to the top of the train as it's going at like 60 miles an hour, and they're going to get like a regular civil helicopter, just winch him onto the top of it, and it's thrilling as fuck. And
it's so good.
Just for context here, so like every shot we see this train, so it's not enough that we have like a shaky cam. It's not enough that we've got like sweeping camera movements and this train barreling down the track at like 60 miles an hour. Like, just to double up everything, there's at least 3 helicopters flying in vicinity of the train at all times. So like if we thought we had a lot of trains during Enemy of the State, a lot of helicopters during Enemy of the State, we've got like double the helicopters in this movie.
Yeah, that was something
awesome.
that I actually made some notes on about. You're totally right. It's incredibly helicopter heavy. The whole bit with the young Marine deciding to just do Marine stuff, I guess, is brilliant to me. Because one, that helicopter is like a life flight helicopter, which I guess is like an air ambulance or something like that. So could you imagine that happening here? So could you imagine a situation in which like the analog would be Dave Armstrong just left the Fusiliers, did a stint in Afghanistan. And for some reason,
it's so long. Yeah, this is so long giving him a name.
And for some reason, Great North Air Ambulance is like, yeah, we're gonna let this guy clip on, try and fast rope a train. It would be amazing. But no, like I love this whole bit. I love like you just know like this. You saw this was the entirety of that young lad's idea as well. He's a guy who's obviously come back from the Marines. He's 22. His career's over. I don't know why. Hopefully it wasn't because he did something bad. Hopefully it's like a medical discharge or something. And you know, like as soon as this character who doesn't even speak in the film heard about what was going on, he's like, get me on a helicopter. Let's do it. Let's do it. You know, just like rah. You know,
this could have been his movie if he hadn't stacked it like straight away.
Yeah.
This could have been his movie.
It's amazing. I also love how like they have that little epilogue at the end. Just that he didn't die.
He didn't die.
He didn't die.
He's all right.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about that when we got to it. I love that.
Yeah,
so
yes,
good.
Chris. It's like the end of fucking Muppets Christmas Carol and Tiny Tim, who didn't die.
Did not die.
Like crazy turbo moto marine guy who's still alive. But yeah, of course, and then when he kind of biffs it, because I mean, it really puts the fast and faster open, right? But anyway, and I know technically it's not faster up and it's just like being like lowered down onward, but it's pretty funny just to kind of think of just briefly. And they did get him into the train.
Yeah, they got him onto the train. He didn't get his. He didn't clip himself off quick enough.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree.
Yeah, because he probably lost consciousness immediately.
Yeah,
and probably left like a significant amount of blood and bits of like harness and like clothing there. Skin. Yeah. And then after he's had his like brush with being reunited with the spirit of Chesty Puller, after that they just like stand out a train in front of it, don't they? To kind of just slow up and just kind of let it bump behind it. Like, what are you doing, step train? It's like, oh no, I'm stuck in the rail yard. And also, I need to just say this now, this film makes driving trains look like really, really, really fun. Just dudes driving around with the windows open and their arms out,
there,
driving in reverse at 65 miles an hour,
having their banter, talking about their personal lives.
It's just guys being bros.
They're not monitoring anything, are they?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. I've got a restraining order against my wife. Let's go.
Yeah, it's like, you pull a gun at a cop.
The
story escalates so quickly.
Yeah.
A story escalates so quickly, doesn't it? As well, when it's like, just kind of the whole thing when Chris Pine is telling Denzel Washington about how he had this it's like domestic incident with his wife, when his wife was texting someone and he kind of like demanded to see the phone. He ended up putting hands on her, and it's a shitty thing to do. Clear and Present Dudes doesn't condone this behavior, but also it kind of reads like a thread from like the Am I the Asshole Reddit page, like the Am I the Asshole subreddit. It's like me, real guy, 23, went to meet this ex-cop, this cop that I think my wife's sleeping with, put a gun on the dashboard the entire time after putting my hands on my wife, essentially threatened a cop with shooting him. Am I the asshole? Yes, you are. You can be the hero in the film, but you are also the asshole according to Reddit.
So I am just mentally still stuck on your idea of having this happening like in the UK. Because the whole premise of this whole helicopter thing only works because none of the American lines are electrified.
That's a very good point,
So
actually.
theoretically, the only way you could do this in the UK, because we have the same issue in Germany, would be if it happened in Scotland.
We have the same issue. Like, this is a problem. We can't fasten guys onto trains here, and it's killing us every day.
Right, so mentally, I'm just picturing like, oh no, we've got to stop the, I don't know, 7-Eleven to Fort William, or it's just gonna blow up the Glenfinnan Viaduct. And then, like, the NHS has to fly in your Fusiliers guy and just dunk him on the train.
Yeah. Will you see if this takes place in Scotland?
Like, if the train derails and blows up like 3 Scottish sheep die.
Yeah, it's like if it's set in Scotland, the guy's like ex Scots Guards guy who's called like Angus McD or something like that. you can just like transport this to any like setting and just like replace that he was in the Marines with he was in the whatever local unit and just whatever kind of local healthcare provider would it's just wild. An air ambulance would go, cool, let's just attach this guy with the USMC neck tattoo onto the bottom of our helicopter. Nothing can go wrong. Absolute moto rah.
That's mental. You would assume that in a nation as litigious as the US, that's the last place they would just do this kind of cockamamie, kind of mad stuff. But
I mean, then again, the whole shooting the train as it goes past to try and activate the fuel cutoff button actually happened in the real life incident as well.
I love that. I was hoping that was real.
Yeah. It's like, I love as well how, you know, some directors, some lesser men, some pussies would have a scene when a really steely police marksman up on a roof half a mile away, big 338 Lapua rifle, massive scope, cool as, takes one shot and just misses by half an inch. But no, Tony Scott, Turbo Chad, one of our boys, Geordie boys, we are here, etc., has a bunch of American cops just give the train a bit of a firing squad.
Yeah.
At like full auto, and then immediately cuts to that little like news clip when the sheriff's like, some shotgun rounds were fired. No, we saw it. We saw it, you liar. You lying liar. You are immediately, sir, trying. You are immediately, sir, trying to do damage control for your crazy behavior of attempting to use late 90s video game logic to shoot a button on the side of a train. It's not Quake. You can't use a shotgun to activate a big red button half a screen away, buddy. It's like...
Finally, a realistic portrayal of American police work.
Immediately after that, it comes to like Fox News, and they go, right, all the police were shooting this big red button. Turns out, actually, that's the fuel, and it's going to kill everybody button. What they were meant to shoot was this much smaller button immediately next to it.
That's nuts, doesn't it? And like, in reality, that button needs to be held down for like several seconds for it to even work. You can't just shoot it. That's just kind of like,
shoot it permanently?
But yeah, amazing, just fantastic stuff.
It's so we've had the whole bit where veteran engineer Judge Stewart parks his train in front of it and tries to stop it and slow it down.
Yeah.
He ends up getting derailed. He tries to like bail out onto like another little whip track. But he gets like knocked over. Basically, it's too late. He's fucked it. He's gone too fast. He gets drilled. It explodes. He dies. It's sad because it's the one that Chris Pine insulted at the end of the movie.
Yeah. But it's such a spectacular crash, and it underlines this film's whole thing of, I'm Tony Scott. Smoke too hard. My bitch too bad. My swag too different. I will use all the goddamn practical effects. I will crash trains into vehicles. I will blow shit up. It's incredible. It's incredible. People are like, oh, Michael Bay is the king for using all these practical effects. If a car crashes in the Michael Bay film, it's a real car crash. Well, yeah, it is. But he's not the only dude to do spectacular practical effects stuff like this. And tremendous scenes.
There's similarities between Michael Bay and Tony Scott, certainly.
Yeah.
The practical effect bit, that shot they do where the camera spins around and it's zoomed in a bit, so the parallax effect of the backdrop spins quicker while the people are in the that happens a lot. There's a lot of like crash zooms on people as well. You see loads in this movie. But what I find about Tony Scott, and this is the real achievement for this movie for me, is that at the time this movie came out, we're still in the height of like the Paul Greengrass Bourne movie shaky cam era, which all action movies were hopping onto the back of until Christopher Nolan did the hard reset with the Dark Knight and all that kind of stuff. And kind of was like, right, okay, everyone's now back into heat again. Anyway, what Greengrass and Michael Bay and all those guys who aren't Tony Scott failed to do, in my opinion, is make it like easy to pass and understand what's happening on the scene.
Yeah.
And there's no point here where, even though it's frenetic and crazy and there's like the shot length is probably like 2 seconds on average, I still know exactly what's going on. And like that's real mastery. Like editing on this movie is incredible, and the shot choices and the physical geography of everything is fantastic. And it's because he's not afraid to do the occasional wide shot. It just gives you the context of what's happening. But he keeps everything moving. Every shot pretty much is moving in one way or another. Even if it's like a static camera to get a bit of a lay of the land, as soon as someone starts talking, you'll zoom in a little bit on them just to give it some more action, just to give some more momentum. The drumbeat of this movie is consistent, and it's fantastic. I was on the edge of my seat, like literally on the edge of my seat for like
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
There's nothing static at all about the film. It starts and it doesn't stop, much like a runaway train. I guess. I need to just stop for a second. Sanya, where the hell are you tonight? Because this doesn't look like your usual digs.
I am in Denmark.
Holy shit, son.
I am in the abandoned city of Pripyat.
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
It's not me.
But it's not Sanya, because his drip is looking on point, looking very good.
Very fly. What brings you to Denmark?
I am...
If you can say it on here.
It's classified. I am bothering my uncle. Who's going to be back from work in like 1.5 hours or so. Cool. Yeah, I've stolen a house. I've decided to abandon Hamburg for the weekend.
The next thing that happens is, I believe, I don't know if it's already happened or not, actually. We've talked already about the horse box that gets smashed by the train.
Yeah, we haven't actually talked about the bunch of kids who have the train-shaped sword of Damocles hanging over the head.
That's incredible.
Yes, the kids.
Which also happens in real life.
Really?
Yes, the safety train tour thing was also part of the real event.
Wow.
They made it more dramatic in real life. They just stopped the train and shuttled everyone home by bus because,
that's awesome.
There's a rogue train on the line, but
ironic on the Oars rail safety tour.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah.
I love just how like loud those kids are and like and you know she's got them like shout stuff out, and the driver is like kind of, he's not able to hear fully what's being said to him, and it's not a callback, but it is resonant of the scene in Crimson Tide when that officer is trying to get the guys to evacuate from that compartment that's flooding.
Yeah, and
he's shouting at them, but over the noise, like they can't hear him. Yeah, but
still, it's a great sequence though, because like when you're like intellectually in your mind, there's no chance that the Tony Scott blockbuster movie starring Denzel Washington and Chris Pine is going to have a scene where a train full of children was smashed and killed.
Yeah,
and yet, like, it's so many times to like, because it's cut together in such a way. It's like, well, they're heading towards each other. Like, how are they not gonna do it? How are they not gonna do it? And it turns out they're just like on separate bits of track, and it's just like normal. But whoa, like at the last possible second, I think they just kind of like avoid each other just through some like incredible luck of speed, distance, time, and signaling.
Well, because they change they kind of change the signal, don't they? Like they change the track remotely from from the op center. I wish I knew all the like proper train terminology and stuff here. I think train Twitter might come after us, and I'm really sorry if they do, because I think trains are fucking cool.
Do you think they have trained
So
killers?
please.
Pretty. Oh, they'll be damning us with some very faint praise, my friend.
Well, trainers, you fight.
Hearts in the right place.
Hearts in the right place.
They don't even know what a rip track is. It means a really thin place. I watched the movie. What we haven't talked about, I suppose, is what Frank and Will, Denzel and Chris are up to.
Yeah.
So they've got a separate little job on, and it just so happens that in their little job they're doing to pick up a bunch of cars, Will, who's distracted because he's taking loads of phone calls from his lawyer and from his brother about his whole situation at home, miscounts how many cars he attaches to the back of the train.
Yeah.
And there's meant to be like so many, and he has like a bunch extra. It's like 20 extra. It's meant to be like 20, and he's got like 26 or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, the problem is it's too many, because when you need to duck off into the train version of a lay-by, which is this little rip track thing, they can't, because there'd be too many cars in it, and it'd be poking back onto the main track, so it wouldn't be separate from the track. And that becomes a problem, because now they've got all these cars, and now they've got to maneuver themselves on the same bit of track that the runaway train's on, and pull in somewhere safe, but there's nowhere safe they can go because they've got too many cars in the back. But at the meantime, they're hearing Connie, and they're talking, and they can hear what's going on, and they hear about like the guy who fast whips on and falls off, and they hear about Judd getting killed and all that stuff, and then they decide that they're gonna do it.
Yeah, they're gonna run this.
They're gonna run this bitch down.
Yeah.
They're gonna hook on in front of her and then slow it up. They say something cool. I forgot what it is, but they're gonna they're gonna catch up with that train, and it's a little bit weird because like I mentioned speed distance time earlier on. We keep getting told that the runaway train is like speeding up, and the runaway train's going at like 70, and then we keep hearing from Denzel Washington. He's like, "I'm going 65, and you're not gonna catch it, man." You need to be going more than the train. Like, that's not going to work. But it's cool. And then the big thing we're worried about is this train now it's gone through the rural areas. There's nowhere to derail it anymore. They tried derailing it, actually, didn't they?
Yeah.
With a mobile derailer, which doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's going too fast. Just cut through it like a knife through butter.
But gives us this fantastic pyrotechnic sequence where it just explodes. It all just straight up explodes, which I love. Like, it's like I had a look online at like kind of mobile derailers, and I saw this just like little blue box of metal with.
God, sorry, I've got the movie playing underneath me. I've just got the guy where he fast ropes down and he bounces full body off the train, comes up again, bounces off his feet, goes backwards, sideways into the car behind, smashes its windows. It's like, my God, I thought he was dead when that happened.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear he survived.
And he's like unconscious, just like lifted up, just like ragdolled, just like, God.
I wonder if maybe test audiences were like, we really hope he didn't die, you know, because
it's a really low death count, this movie as well. There's only that one guy.
It does. That's correct. Yeah, it's one guy. Several careers are killed, but but I mean, even the groundhog survived, so that's all right, you know.
And the horse.
Yeah. The horse survives. I mean, the groundhog and the horse are probably no longer alive now, just due to Time's Arrow, but I mean...
So they declare they're going to run this bitch down, and they go and hunt it down. And the big thing that everyone's worried about is now that it's got through, like, the rural bits, and now it's got through, like, some of the sort of satellite towns, it's heading towards Stanton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And you see it at the beginning of the movie. There's, like, Chekhov's Big Bend.
Yeah.
Like Chekhov's S-bend. There's a big raised S-bend that goes around, like, I guess, like an industrial estate chemical plant.
Yeah.
And then goes on a raised bridge through the middle of town. And obviously this train's going like 70 miles an hour. The speed limit to get around that bend is like 15 miles an hour. So it's obviously going to come flying off, smash into the chemical plant. It's already full of mad chemicals itself, and it's going to create some kind of ginormous humanitarian disaster, ecological disaster, and just death and mayhem. And they start like evacuating the towns and all that kind of stuff. During this, obviously very high, tense, high stakes stuff. We get some beautiful character moments between Denzel Washington and Chris Pine where they talk about their lives. And and Denzel Washington talks about how he's been working for the railroad for like 27 years or something. He got married once 19 years ago, but it didn't last. But he has 2 great kids, and they're both working at Hooters, which is great. And we kept cutting back to, and we cut back to them a few times. What happens to those girls? I've never seen them in any other movie or TV show or anything.
Yeah, fair point. I like how right at the start of the film we kind of got like a little bit of a kind of juxtaposition of MTV hip hop shows, the young, exciting, youths, and then when
I tried to find the music video that they're watching because it's a bunch of like female dancers on a warship.
Yes,
but I couldn't find it. Yeah,
and like it shows that they're young, energetic, exciting, fucking youth energy kind of young lasses, and then we see where Chris Pine's living with his brother, and there's just this weird dirtbag energy about the house he's at, and I'll tell you why. Because Family Guy is on the TV in the kitchen. Now, this is the morning, right? So Family Guy's like a primetime TV show. So it's like that was being screened at like 8 or 9 p.m. in the States, right? So this means that someone has put on a Family Guy DVD just as ambient, constant background in this dirtbag bro house that he's moved to. And I feel that deep in my soul, because like 2009, that was kind of me. I'm in my lair in my mom's bedroom. I'm torrenting stuff or getting shit off Soulseek, or maybe I'm just playing some Killzone or something like that. But there's always some like ambient TV background on the go. At this point, an ADHD or autism diagnosis wouldn't do us any good. It's an interesting kind of turnaround from when you see Chris Pine and his brother having this down at heel kind of dirtbag existence while he's sitting out his restraining order for domestic abuse, which is no laughing matter. But it's just crazy that this film's like,
that's the hero. That's gonna be our hero.
It's a hero, man. Like he's like riding out in the home of this like very older brother coded guy who just appears to be a bit of like a degenerate. And then like when he gets to the rail yard, they're like, "Oh, this guy's surname, this guy like they're acting like he's rail yard royalty." Like,
he's a culter. He's all the culters over in fucking Burnham or whatever they say.
You can get a great job for the right name. Yeah. If you've got the right surname and you're in the union, you're totally sorted. It's like, no, this guy's not from some family of elite specialists. This is a guy who's got an older brother who's got Family Guy on constantly in the background, maybe to drown out the intrusive thoughts, maybe to keep the voices at bay, maybe he just needs constant stimulation.
Can we talk about the fact that the guy with the restraining order is also Captain Kirk, by the way?
And Jack Ryan.
We'll definitely have that. And Jack Ryan, yeah, one of Jack Ryan's.
It's like I was going to make a pun about the final frontier being a restraining order against your own wife.
My God.
It's a really cool point that you make there, Rory, about the dirtbag house. It reminds me of Tom Cruise's dirtbag house at the start of War of the Worlds in 2005.
Right.
Remember that?
It's
where he has the really.
But yes, vaguely, yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So it's the same sort of thing. He's portrayed as the dirtbag, deadbeat dad who doesn't see the kids that often, and he's like can't bond with his teenage son, and they try and play catch in the back garden. And it's in New Jersey, and you can see like New York in the background or whatever. It's rarely convincing when Tom Cruise does a sport, but so it doesn't look right. So. It doesn't really sell it, but this movie looks like the movie nails it.
Do you know the one sport I could believe Tom Cruise actually doing? I could actually believe him as like as a really snobby lacrosse playing guy. It's like him actually lacks, like you could imagine him as a
Chris
lacrosse guy.
American Pie. They
About he's
call me
got-
Nova, like Casanova.
Oh my God. Yeah, he has definite lacrosse energy.
Oh man, we're gonna get some angry responses from some big tough lacrosse guys. You know, dude.
Hey man, Sterling
Volleyball. I
Archer.
guess beach volleyball in a pair of jeans.
Yeah. Hey man, come on, dude. Sterling Archer played lacrosse. That's like as a youth.
Oh, it's just another show that if you had on DVD at 8:00 in the morning in your house would indicate
Yes.
decline in your life.
Yes. It's like, seriously, I cannot understate how much that was my home life at one point.
It's a negative habitat indicator.
I would literally just have friggin' grown-ass man with cartoons on constantly. I'm playing Dwarf Fortress with one hand, watching friggin' Family Guy with the other. It's crazy.
Hand?
Well, yeah. You know what I mean. Braille on the screen. But yeah, I've got one eye on Dwarf Fortress, another one on American Dad or Family Guy or something, and it's dirt baggery.
Big time. What an evocative image. I did the same thing, man. 2012, I had that little flat in Crampton, and I didn't have internet, and I just watched your big Seinfeld DVD box set over and over again.
Hell yeah, dude.
Bad times, good times, but bad times.
Peach trees.
Peach teas, yeah.
Peach trees block deep cut for the Shred fans.
So they catch up to the train.
Yeah.
Finally. And they initially have, this is amazing. So they have the bit where they hook onto the train. And I think this is a genius decision by, I guess, the screenwriter. We haven't really talked about who wrote it, Mark Bombach. Mark Bombach's written a bunch of stuff, including like Die Hard 4.0, so the worst Die Hard. But War for the Planet of the Apes, maybe the best Planet of the Apes.
Sweet.
And this, obviously, which is great. They have the whole process of like, man, this is where the train people are going to get really angry at us. They have the bit where their train hits their train and the stick that comes down to lock them together.
The stick, God. They're coming for us. The train guys are coming for us. And it sucks ass because, like, I think trains are cool. I just don't know the terminology, man.
Yeah, so he's trying to do that. So wheels that back, and they've like shown us this visually, the whole business of hand signals and voice comms with VHF and all that cool stuff. So that's all great. Love that. Something happens on the initial making contact where the car that they're attaching to is a grain car, and it gets like perforated in some way, and loads of like corn grain is like flying towards them. And I love that because
it's such a good scene.
Very kinetic, very hard to see what's going on deliberately.
Yeah.
You see like this one great shot of Chris Pine like stack it, fall down, and you think, oh my god, he's just going under the train. He's done for. Surely he's just been like squished and like flattened like a penny. But then you can't see him for ages because the grain's coming. You think, oh my god, who could survive that onslaught? Because obviously it's like heavy, it's weighing, it's disorienting and all that kind of stuff. But then he climbs up again, his foot's all mangled. Yeah. And he's done it, and he kind of hops back, and there's like blood coming out his foot and everything, and they just tape it up with like duct tape.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cool. Yeah.
And like, there's also that news helicopter is so insanely close to him.
Oh,
do you remember that scene? It's incredible.
Dude, I was getting angry. during that. Because like, the downwash is not helping, man.
Downwash, dude. And I love like the kind of live news reactions, and like we're cutting like the people watching it in Hooters, and it's like,
that's my dad.
I will tell you one absolute thing, right? So, like, with Enemy of the State, we had Tony Scott like kind of holding the surveillance state up to us, showing us like this kind of vision that you had of the world as seen through the eyes of intelligence agencies. Now, in this film, we're like 12 years on from it. The state surveillance helicopters are replaced by news choppers. They're even more insistent. They're everywhere. They're way closer to the action. We've got this breathless commentary from like live news broadcasts and stuff.
Better funded.
Yeah, and I mean, in Enemy of the State, the NSA could read the time off your fucking wristwatch, but now in this timeline, the local news affiliates can find out your entire job experience, where you last worked at. Do you have a fraught relationship with your estranged wife? Is your wife dead? Do you have daughters? We've got photos of you. We're putting them up. And it's like, it's amazing. It's like, it's just class. There would be scope, right? This film should never be remade, ever. And if And if anybody remakes it, I'm coming to the house. Not joking, I'm coming to the house in real life.
Mate, you can't remake this movie. The Blue Train versus the Red Train movie. No, you can't.
But if someone was to make a remake of it, the one way they can avoid me coming to the house is if they made a remake of it from the POV of the news teams, because that would be incredibly funny.
Like Cloverfield.
Yeah, because like just like a load of like line managers and like local news officers going, listen, man, I need to get an animated infographic of train cars falling off an elevated line into a chemical plant, and I need that yesterday. You can have your comedy plot where like one like news team keeps going to the wrong places and stuff, and they just find like no, it's not there. The train's like 10 miles down the road, and it's just like destroyed a load of police cars by blowing up.
Stanton, Pennsylvania, not Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Oh my god! Holy crap! Joe Biden cameo. He's like Jack. Oh good god! No more malarkey.
Okay, autism moment. Since we had fun with the word stick, I jumped on Google really quick and inquired which type of engine they've used and what sort of coupling they have.
Coupling.
So it's just called a pin.
Ah, shit.
Right, yeah.
It's really uncreative.
A locking pin.
It's called a link and pin coupler, and it utilizes a pin to lock the coupling. It's really uncreative and not very.
What?
I was expecting something.
What is a pin but a metal stick?
You would have thought, not having to go here, you would have thought though would have had like some kind of like weird like kind of archaic and descriptive name with like trains being such a unique niche kind of job. It's like, I mean, from like working at breweries and stuff, obviously you have words like hogger and stuff like that. Like a hogger is any length of rigid pipe in a brewery. It isn't used outside the brewing setting at all. It's like how like you call like water liquor in breweries, you know?
Oh, they'll have.
Yeah, so
they'll have terminology anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just quite sad that it's just like a pin. It's not like just some really complex thing like.
They probably have a non-official term that's something indecent.
Yeah.
They'll have like a special hammer they use to like knock signals if they don't work when you pull the crank thing, and they'll be like, "Fetch me the sledgy Allen," or stuff.
Yeah,
stuff.
They will. I have faith in them.
If it's anything like the Navy, they'll have a shit ton of stuff. Yeah.
I was going to say I have faith in them having their own little
Jack Speak type equivalent.
I was going to say their own like railroad version of Jack Speak.
Yeah, Yardie term, Yardie Speak,
Amtrak Speak.
Yeah.
Damn road lubbers.
Road lubbers.
I worked 10 years on a railroad. Luck ain't got no place on a railroad.
You probably get real sick at the first corner.
That whole thing about the high-vis jackets, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, look at you wear your health and safety mandated PPE.
Yes, you're freaking me out, man.
Noob.
Yeah. I was like, you're freaking me out, dude. Amazing scenes. But it's like, turns up in a yellow vest, fair enough. But also, he like threatened a police officer with like a literal gun. So I think he kind of gets a pass. And that's sadly the point where Denzel Washington does give this guy a real pass. He's like, wow, maybe this guy isn't a turbo health and safety pussy. because he almost got himself connected to God's Wi-Fi by some cop in a stupid argument over a woman. He should know better. I know it's cinema land. I know it's made up, but he should know better. Come on, dude.
So we have the first of the two big bits at the end. Now we're getting to the climax of the movie, I suppose, plot-wise at least.
Yeah.
So there's two big action sequences left. There is one, which is them going through the S-bend at Stanton, Pennsylvania. So they've hooked on, and now they're going to try and slow the train down. So they do it by using the brake on their own train a bit.
Yeah.
And by thrusting forward on their own train a bit as well, because they've hooked on the back of the train, they're going to pull it the other way. So they've been told by the cool nerd who's hanging out with Rosario Dawson, the inspector, that's what you're going to do. You've got to mix it up. You've got to do both. So they're doing that, but it's only having so much effect. So Denzel Washington has the idea, I've got to go out on top of all the various cars, and I've got to apply the individual brakes on each car to give it an extra bit of resistance to do it. And that's when we have like him climbing up. He gets his action sequence because obviously now Will Coulter is out of action because he's got a dodgy foot.
Yeah.
and we have the daughters, and Puda's like, well, that's my dad climbing on there.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And this bit's amazing. So this whole sequence, I was like, again, edge of my seat, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know, like in my heart of hearts, of course they're going to do it, because there's still like 25 minutes of the movie left. Like it's not that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to do it. But still, like that, like logic just goes out the window because the filmmaking's so good.
It grabs you.
Yeah. And it gets you. Like they're still going a little bit too fast. They keep saying it's like a 15-mile-an-hour limit. You're going like 25. There's like, oh my God. And they do some funky stuff. They they have to apply the air brake again. There's a whole thing where like it starts riding up on like each car is like on its side.
Yes.
You've only got one side of wheels connected with the track, and the other side are up. And you're like, oh my God. Yeah, man, that was awesome.
I had to try so hard not to just shout out multi-track drifting like that ridiculous meme. God, that's a deep fucking cut.
Like, I don't know how possible that is without having a derailment. Like, the amount of cars attached to each other, the fact that they're not, like, perfectly flushed with the curvature of the track and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It seems incredibly far-fetched. But man, it works. It works in the moment.
Oh, it works.
You know? And this is what I think really nails it for me, is that some of the car go off, one of the cars, like, tips off, all those pipes fall into the area and, like, land inertly in the middle of the, like, chemical plant zone.
Yeah.
I just said a Sonic 2 level there.
Chemical plant zone. Or something from the Crystal Maze.
Yeah.
Follow me into the chemicals plant zone.
But you have a little bit of like, that's what would happen. Something would fall off and it would crash down, and thank God it wasn't the molten phenol. It was
because it's just like some
tubes.
Pipes. It's just some pipes, isn't it? It's just pretty friggin' inert compared to molten phenol, which is just like scary words. I love it. Like it's molten and it's phenol.
No, it's cool. So that bit all goes off the hitch. Apparently during the making of this is a bit of trivia, but your boy Denzel Washington is apparently like really, really afraid of heights.
Oh shit! No way.
So he really struggles to. So he obviously. So there are stunt performers in this movie. It's a big stunt movie. He did bits himself on top of the cars, just driving along on the train. Obviously, he's there like celebrating, like, whoa, we did it, all that kind of stuff. But he really struggled with that because he really struggles with heights. But yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah. It is class to see Denzel Washington in the role of the no nonsense boss, a role which he was not in our last film as well. Yeah, it's like now the student has become the master, etc.
Yeah, that's a good thing we should mention. Like the whole. So this is the fifth movie and final movie that Tony Scott would do with Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
I think Crimson Tide might have been the first one actually. Because what? Hang on, I'll just quickly do the five. So it's Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the order. Man on Fire, Deja Vu, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, and then this definitely is the last one.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably is that. And like that first one, obviously he's a high flying naval officer.
Yeah.
Man on Fire, he's a bodyguard in close personal protection for someone who's a little bit dodgy.
Yeah.
I can't really remember Deja Vu and Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3 too much. Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3 is the hostage on a subway train movie, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. The
yeah, man.
Yeah. The subway train is taken hostage by, oh God, what's his name? And you can tell by the way I move my walk, I'm a Scientologist.
You would think that would narrow it down these days, but I know who you mean.
Tom Cruise.
Tip of my tongue, he was in Pulp Fiction. Travolta. John Travolta. John Travolta. Yeah.
But anyway, Denzel, generally speaking, around this time as well, does a whole bunch of like blue collar characters.
Yeah.
And he's classed them all. He has a real good kind of like fun swagger about him, which makes his performance as Macbeth even more like incredible. But yeah, sorry, nerded out there a little.
No, it's the film really is a film for the working man. Like it's heroes, they're just competent men who knew how to do shit with their hands. You know.
I love this. It's class. And then so after they've got it through the S-bend, it starts speeding up again because they've fucked their brakes, I guess.
Yeah. all
Just on
the
its depot.
brakes burn out, I think, on the engine that they've driven up to it.
Yeah.
So that's why like things are more precarious on the S-band.
That's right. And then so after it, you've got again, you got it's picking up speed again, and now it's going through town again, and you know, the danger's back on again. And I love this because we haven't seen him for like probably about 45 minutes. Ned rocks up again. Driving his toy phone. You're like, yes, I forgot about him. He's got a role. Yes, of course he has. That's class. He rocks up. And my favorite thing in the movie happens. So the train, the 777, flying over the track. Ned's door appears from behind it, cuts across the track, and starts running and driving behind it. He's pursued with an escort of like 20 police cars for like no reason. It's like there's so many of them.
There's just that scene when he goes up to the cops and he's like, I need a police escort, and he gets out his ID, and they're like, it says here you're a welder, and it's like, senior welder, and they're like, it's go time, boys. Let's get those cars.
Connie, whatever, and it's like, did you say
oh,
Connie?
That's right, yeah, and like they know that. Oh shit, get in. So but I was like, senior welder. This is a film of and for tradesmen, people who have served their friggin' time, man.
I love this, and but my favorite bit, right? Sorry, just to finish that, is there's the 20 police cars, and then one of them just rolls for like no reason,
and another
one crashes into it, and then they just explode, and it's like, what's going on? Why? Like there was already so much going on, and like Tony Scott's like, one more thing, just you're like, you know when people say less is more, yes, but just think how much more will be.
Yes. He's just been
so good.
I think pretty much every line that that Ned has in the film is just excellent. Even at the start, his first ever bit of dialogue, when he's really spitting some game to that young waitress, and it's along lines of, it's really important to be precise with things, whether you're in a firefight in Fallujah or you're spot welding something, and she's like, yeah, all right, man. And you've just got this like kind of this guy's gonna die like in the first 20 minutes film, and he doesn't. He survives.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought, it's like, I thought this guy's got marked for death behavior.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of the comic relief in a way.
You get the impression that guy does that in that diner like once or twice a week. He's like a regular. And he spins the same line to her like all the time, and it's like, oh god, here's Ned. He's harmless, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's what I love about waitresses. I get older, they stay the same age. I love this. All right. I absolutely love his ringtone as well, just that MIDI Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah.
Mobile phones in films, obviously, especially in thriller films. It's something that we're going to keep on coming back to and stuff. And the part, and this is the point when mobile phones are obviously becoming more of like part of like the kind of ambient storytelling and stuff. And I love how both of our heroes have like, I know Will has like a high quality, high def picture of his wife on his phone screen. It's like, that wasn't taken with a 1 megapixel camera. I see through the lies the filmmakers. I honestly can't remember if Denzel Washington's guy's got a similar thing on his flip phone screen, but I do recall a few like lingering shots on people's phone screens, and it's like, that's far too HD.
Do you not use your professional camera to take photographs of your partner and use them as screen? It sounds like a skill issue to me.
It's like, just imagining, like instead Chris Pine opens his phone, looks at the screen, so it's like a blurry picture of Peter Griffin as the wallpaper. I refuse to believe that the picture will be that high def. Useless movie, totally crap, 0 out of 10.
Wow.
That's it for tonight, guys. Thank you.
But no, kind of circling back to how just badass Ned is. He's there at all these pivotal scenes. He doesn't die. And even at the end, in the that press conference, they have like really, really like immediately, like there's this immediate press conference, and he's like, "Oh well, I'm just gonna ramble for a bit."
He's like the warm-up act, isn't he? And he's just vamping and vamping.
Yeah, it's great. He's mint.
It's like, I'm the hero. I drove.
Yeah.
I mean, they are. It's a team effort, guys. I get it, but yeah, he needs to know he's not the guy who jumped onto the train. From the vehicle.
Yeah. It's. I mean, can you imagine like being on a night out with that guy? It would either be
after this.
Yeah.
After this, it would have been.
It would have been
friggin' nightmare.
It would have been like there would have been flashing blue lights at the end of it, and he'd be there in his tighty whities, you know, screaming, "I'm a welder. I'm a welder. I'm a senior welder," at the cops, and they're like, "Stop resisting. I'm a senior welder."
777 engine 777. Does that mean nothing to you?
And
I was there at Martha Furnace. I was there at Arklow. I was there at Stanton, Pennsylvania.
And that young ex-Marine lad's discharged himself from hospital, and he's being pushed in his wheelchair along with him, and he's just wasted. He's just got like a bottle of tequila in his hand, like, my buddy's called me Zipline now. And I'm paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh man, I think it's dark.
Probably not actually. He probably.
The final bit that happens is our boy Chris Pine jumps out of his engine once he's confirmed with Connie that that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I like that. He checks with Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
I like that he does that. Jumps into Ned's van, jumps out of Ned's van into the front of 777 and stops it, and that's awesome. What we haven't talked about is the obligatory wife subplot for Will. We've talked about the restraining order and stuff, but we haven't talked about how her sister and her get the occasional scene of them watching the news unfolding, and then they have the whole thing with like, quick, get out the house, and they grab their coats and run out to like watch the train go by, and then she's there watching and sees the whole thing, and then of course because Will has jumped onto a moving train from a pickup truck, that solved the issues of their marriage.
Yeah. And she's going to make him violate the restraining order.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, that's classic. That's classic disaster movie stuff.
It really is.
Yeah. I think I can imagine like Tony Scott being like, "Yeah, you got to do it. You just got to have that in there."
Yeah. I do like how the film occasionally, like you're right, it does cut to occasional live woman reaction.
Yeah.
When it comes to the wife, I mean, obviously, yeah.
There's a lot of shots actually. Just to go back to what you were saying earlier on about the surveillance state element, there's loads of shots of like crowds of people all getting like digital cameras out to film the trains going past as well. So that's the first time I really saw that in a movie. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you'd get the obligatory people holding their phone up, wouldn't you?
Yeah, like I mean, they're trying to like evacuate people, and people are saying no, and a lot of that's like, I've got to see this, got to get photos of it. It's like they're talking about making like a 20-30 mile exclusion zone, and then there's people just standing right by the tracks with the little Vivitar cameras and stuff.
You know what? That's very Geordie. That would have happened. That would have happened in the Northeast.
Oh, it absolutely would. It absolutely would.
Yeah, if a metro train was loose on the tracks, could you imagine? By the way,
oh my
metro
God!
Train loose on the tracks.
Gaza would turn up. Wait, I've got a fishing rod and some chicken.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I know this train. I've been on this train before, and that's me, good friends. This train's a gentleman. Just
what's the train got? Moti McMoat face.
Yeah, it's like I'm getting reports that local footballing celebrity Paul Gascoigne has now arrived in an attempt to negotiate with the runaway metro train. God, he's been turned into human mince.
Tyne metro.
Flash of chromium yellow.
Right, I feel like we need to explain what we've just done there to the Americans.
Yeah, Mike, go explain.
So, in our hometown of Newcastle upon Tyne, there is an underground and overground train network called the Tyne Metro, like you have over there in many of your cities. It started in 1980, and the trains are characterised by their yellow and black colouring, as is the branded colouring of the line generally itself. And to mark its, God, what year was that? Is that the 20th anniversary?
I think more like 30th.
30th.
Yeah.
30th anniversary of the Tyne Metro, they released a video on the local news Look North for the northeastern Cumbria of an 11-minute song called the Tyne Metro Musical, made by and starring. It was a whole production, and it made by and starring users and staff of the line. So just people in the northeast, whether or not you work on the Tyne Metro. You had like a beat poet. You had a blind woman who sang a song. You had like a guy playing the Northumbrian pipes. My favourite bit is a young lass with like a middle-aged woman who's meant to be like, it's probably a mum or something, and the young lass has a whole bit where she goes, "My mate Tracy was named and shamed for failing to purchase a ticket because I gave them a name when the god person came. It's my naughty Nexus secret." Nexus is the corporation that manages and runs the Tyne Metro.
Yes, and going back like the naming and shaming thing, for a little while, I think this was a kind of pre-GDPR, wasn't it?
You sort of checky look.
Yeah, no, but did you see like how they used to have people's like names and where they were from up on the wall at some stations? People who'd been like busted for like riding without a ticket and stuff because the pure checkies hopping the barrier and stuff. This was like kind of pre-GDPR, I think, but that was vaguely dystopian, wasn't it?
That was dystopian. That was dystopian as fuck.
Grim.
And it was combated by the Facebook page Checky Luck, where
Checky Luck,
people would live post where ticket inspectors were on the line.
One time when I was going back from uni, I'd ended up like accidentally bumping the train just because I got on and realised I'd like lost me return ticket, you know?
Would you say that that's your naughty Nexus secret?
Nah, man, I've done worse things on train. And so I'm standing there and I'm bricking it because we get to like Pilo and like the checkies board the train and they check everyone's ticket and then the checky just nods at us. He doesn't ask for mine. He just nods at us and gets off and it's like...
That was like Michael Caine at the end of The Dark Knight Rises.
Incredible.
I will see you, Mr. Rory, on the train, and you'll see me, but we won't say any words.
Nuts,
but I'll know that you got out.
You got out.
That's him celebrating. That's you celebrating getting out of Sunderland.
Basically, mate. No, it was one of my funniest Metro moments ever was meeting Mark Knopfler on the Metro.
What? So
I'm on a train back from Sunderland again, and Sunderland, Newcastle, and a guy gets on. I got on the train in St. Peter's, then a guy gets on at Stadium of Light, and he's sitting across from us. He's got all his belongings in 2 double-bagged bin bags. He's maybe in his early 40s, and we get maybe a station long, and he gans.
No, I've heard this.
Yeah,
Go on. Yeah, it's good.
Our son, do you like music? I said.
Yeah.
I do actually. He goes, "Oh, can he music later?" He goes, "Why, just lots of stuff, really, you know." He goes, "Oh, not recognise I'm Mark Knopfler." And I'm thinking,
yeah, all right, okay.
Coming up to a station, if I see anything weird at this point, I might end up being stuck for a few more stations in Newcastle with this guy who clearly has been discharged from some kind of institution and is now telling me that he's music legend, guitarist of Dire Straits, definitely not at that point a random Raji in his 40s who looks like he's just got out of prison. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't recognise you. Nice to meet you, Mr. Knopfler." Shook his hand, got off the train. And because this was in like 2006, this was when Metro wasn't constantly apologising for poor service, and another one came along in 10 minutes, and it barely delayed my passage. But yeah, the Mark Knopfler incident was a great one. That's one of my... That's my naughty Nexus secret is how I met fake Mark Knopfler. I also once witnessed a Metro driver threaten to punch somebody over the intercom. "If you don't stop getting in the way of the doors when I'm trying to close them, I'll come back there and I'll bop you on the nose."
That's classic, that it. I love
Incredible.
that. I get it.
Fucking
that's like
love my city, man. I love Newcastle.
That's a Nexus employee thing generally, or a Reva employee thing generally, isn't it as well? You get a lot of bus drivers threatening physical violence back in the day, didn't you? Don't we get that so much anymore? Because of woke.
Because of woke.
You're doing
Jimmy Neal can't physically chase down a Metro train anymore in a man versus train foot race and beat it because of woke.
Let's get back on track.
Oh.
Right, so they catch this train, guys.
Yep.
And as we discussed earlier, we get that incredible rundown of it's like one of my favourite tropes is where they show all the main players in the movie and a little sentence about what they did after the movie. because it's based on a true story. Obviously, none of these people are actually real. I'm going to go through my list of my favourite ones. So it starts with your boy Denzel Washington. Just before that happens, actually, Connie, Rosario Dawson, finally meets up with Frank and Will.
Yeah.
And, and she's like, guys, I just want to know, which one of you guys should I kiss first? And then Denzel Washington just puts his hand up and goes, me?
Yeah. It's Clancy's like, mother, may I?
Absolute legend. It's so good. And they're just laughing about it. It's a good time. Brilliant. Problem solved. And they do it. I love that. That's so good. Go get him, Connie. Then you got Denzel there. Frank Barnes was promoted. Now happily retired. Full benefits. Because he's going to get sacked with half benefits.
Yeah, half benefits.
Will Coulson is happily married to Darcy now. Second child on the way.
It doesn't mention it if he kept his job, though. You notice that?
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah, he got sacked.
And then the next one's like Connie Hooper was promoted to VP of Train Operations. And then it cuts to Kevin Dunn. Oscar Gallivan's old job, because he's always been sacked for being a lunatic. Ryan Scott is alive and well. That's the Marine. Dewey, who's the guy who caused this in the first place. So Randy from My Name is Earl. Dewey is currently working in the fast food industry. And then it's just as the credits. I love that. I love those. Like Animal House.
It is Animal House. It's amazing. But it's like, yeah, I love how it doesn't mention what happened to Chris Pine's career. But then again, he's always a union man, isn't he? That can get away with anything, apparently.
Yeah. Mate, you're not getting sacked if you're the hero who stopped 777.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy who you said, the guy who you alluded to, got sacked as well. So,
yeah, because he was the guy who was going to kind of go scorched earth and probably sack all the people beneath him, but no, because he screwed up bigly and he got outwitted and outmaneuvered and just outperformed by good old skilled Americans. Categories, let's go.
This is right. So the first one I'm going to do is the casting in that, guys. Dude, this movie is full of that, guys. People like, so obviously Kevin Dunn, we just talked about, who was Oscar Galvin. He's had a very long and storied career. Let's have a look at some of his highlights. Warrior, Transformers is what he's known for here. I saw him recently in the TV series Ballard, which is in the Bosch universe. Man, I'm Bosch-pilled at the minute. The TV version of A League of Their Own. That movie King Richard with Will Smith before he, slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's done Veep. Obviously, you mentioned Veep earlier. He's done loads of that.
I didn't realize he was a Warrior. Holy shit, though. Who did he play in Warrior? This is going to drive me mad, this.
He played the character of Principal Zito.
Oh yes, that's right. The principal who have you guys seen Warrior?
Yeah, years ago, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's the principal.
I always get mixed up with Southpaw.
Oh yeah. So that's a principal who suspends that one teacher because he's like doing like cage fighting and stuff. Yeah.
Another guy in this movie. Hey, this is so weird. T.J. Miller. I didn't even recognize him at first. So T.J. Miller is Gillies. He's the guy who is like partnered up with Dewey at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
But because he hasn't got like a stupid mustache and like the big curly hair, he's unrecognizable. Did you guys watch Silicon Valley?
No.
Oh, he was like one of the leads in Silicon Valley. So which is what he's famous for. But then he had a big crash out. Basically got like cancelled a couple of years ago for like some naughtiness. I've forgotten the precise bits. But he was in like Cloverfield as well. He was in Transformers: Age of Extinction. Deadpool 2. He's like Deadpool's pal in the bar scenes.
He did voices in Gravity Falls.
That's Gravity Falls.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't. I say that like I knew it. I didn't know that, but that's class. Yeah, who else we got? Andy Umberger plays a guy called Janeway. You see him in one scene. He's the guy. He's the executive putting a golf ball on the green.
Oh yes.
Who's the guy who's like, don't blow up my train. He I only mentioned him because once again Bosch pilled. There's one of the seasons of Bosch. He is like a guy from the SEC who is trying to like get somebody on a mega fraud thing. But yeah, he's only got like a couple of scenes in that and a couple of scenes in this, and I watched them the same week and I was like, what the hell? Kevin Chapman is a guy called Bunny who is not in Connie's ops room, he's in the other ops room.
Yeah.
Where the rest of the real odd guys are listening in and talking on headsets. That he's got like one of those faces. You've seen him in loads of stuff. He was in Coda, obviously got like one of the best picture Oscar in 2021, The Deaf Singer. Person of Interest, Sneaky Pete. He's obviously been in Chicago Fire, so I will be seeing him again at some point very soon. NCIS, Billions. That TV series, Kevin Can Fuck Himself, on Amazon. Have you seen that?
No.
Dude, that show is so good. It's Alexis from Schitt's Creek.
Oh, right,
this she plays this wife who's like got married to this absolute dumbass. It's a deconstruction of like sitcoms like King of Queens, where it's like a woman who's married to like a big man child.
Oh.
So like all her scenes are like shot in like single camera drama, washed out color palette, like high production value prestige TV bits of showing her life as it actually is. And every time the husband is on camera, it turns into like a multicam sitcom.
Right.
But it's obviously bleakly not funny because the guy's generally just like emotionally abusing his wife. It's incredible. It's so good.
That sounds amazing, man. I'll need to check it out.
Yeah, good show.
Hell yeah, dude.
Cool. We got David Wachowski, who's Judd Stewart. He's the guy who gets killed in the train that tries to stop the other one. He is H.M. Tilford in There Will Be Blood, and he's also in those Now You See Me movies. He's like a FBI or whatever agent in those. So that's pretty cool. I'm trying to think if there's any more ones.
This is a great film for that guys, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's like a blue collar movie.
Yeah.
Like all the main blue collar guys are like they cast unknowns to make them to sell it, don't they?
Yeah.
And that's what really works in its favor. The biggest one for me is Ethan Suplee as Dewey. It's just ridiculous. Like he's a comic relief in this, even though he's responsible directly for someone's death.
Yeah.
But it's just yeah. Obviously, My Name Is Earl is what I know him for, but also he's down here for Chasing Amy. John Q, another Denzel Washington movie. Remember the Titans, another Denzel Washington movie, and The Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
Just.
The work that Lou Temple, who played Ned, is doing is wild at the moment. This man appears to be incredibly prolific. 2025 alone, he is down as being in 4 feature films. The Last Battleship, a sci-fi film in which he plays. It's not even got a proper cast list here. Release date May 2nd. So yeah, he plays Admiral Michael J. O'Grady in The Last Battleship. In the film Ed Kemper, clearly an Ed Kemper biopic, he plays Ed Kemper Jr. If that's Ed Kemper himself, isn't the actual real life serial killer Ed Kemper like 6'7" or something?
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Yeah.
Did you watch Mindhunter?
I watched Mindhunter and it was so good.
So good.
You know there's talk of a season 3.
Really?
Yeah, season 3 is apparently tentatively in the works.
Man, if they could get the original cast back for that, like Anna Torv and oh man, what's the name of the big guy? He's like in all the he's turned into a proper that guy in movies these days. He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
such a good
also
show.
Jonathan Goff.
Yeah.
Groff even.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Can I say the other shit he's in? He's in a film called Burner and a film called Lifelines as well. But what I'm really enjoying is the fact that if he's playing Ed Kemper, he needs lifts. He needs big shoes because Ed Kemper is giant and this guy isn't.
What's next? Quotes. Favorite quotes. This is a pretty quotable movie.
Oh,
there's obviously Will's Mr. Galvin, this is Will Coulson, your conductor today. I'm letting you know that we're going to run this bitch down.
Yes.
Well, maybe you didn't hear what I just said, Coulson. I will fire you. Well, that's too bad. I was just starting to like this job.
Incredible.
I love that, man. I love a bit where like I love a bit of sass. I love a sassy quote in a movie.
I love Both when there's sass specifically over comms as well.
Mm.
The goat for that is Han Solo. Everything's fine here. Everything's fine. How are you?
Yeah, situation normal.
Yeah.
We just had a small radiation leak.
Everything's fine.
We're all fine here. Everything's fine. How are you?
Yeah. And then obviously shoots it, then boring conversation anyway.
Yeah, classic.
Banter over comm systems is just goated for me.
Yeah. They do that. Denzel does that thing where he pretends that they're getting interference, and he's like,
it's so good, yeah.
I love that as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just Inspector Werner's response. That's a lot of red. Oh man, incredible!
This is the bit.
And of course, like the whole missile the size of the Chrysler Building thing is like, I mean, that could have been a strapline for the film, you know?
Yeah, there's another cool bit where Frank, who's obviously Denzel, who's going to climb up on top of the cars and pull the brakes. Just before he does that, he looks at Will, who's like obviously genuinely worried about it, and he goes, "Hey, don't get sentimental on me. Makes you think I'm going to die."
Yes, that's brilliant.
I love movies.
It's like,
I love movies, man.
Yeah, like it's a bit of a nod to the audience, that one, isn't it? It's. Did you at any point watching the film think that there was a chance either of the two leads was going to get killed? Did the film like enrapture your attention that much?
Dude, that's a difficult one to answer, isn't it? Because like intellectually, I didn't think that was gonna be a case, because it's not that kind of movie.
Yeah, but
these guys, it's a buddy movie.
Yeah,
but as I mentioned earlier on, like when you see Chris Pine like go over the side and all the corn guys, I can't believe I'm saying this because it makes you sound like a moron. But like, see, when you see Chris Pine go over the side with all the corn going, I generally thought, shit, that could be him.
Yeah.
But that would have ruined the movie, right? That would have been so weird. And I feel like we would know about it. This movie, I think, as great as the movie is, this isn't like one of the most well-known movies of all time. This isn't like one of the biggest blockbusters of all time that people talk about on the regular. But I think, had they done that, had they killed Chris Pine, like, the movie might have did worse, I guess.
Yeah.
But it might have gained more infamy, maybe. I don't know. But man, dude, edge of the seat though. I did generally think at any time that the train could derail and it could turn into a different movie halfway through.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone's gonna get killed in the film, it's probably the script would have probably sacrificed Denzel Washington so the young man could live.
His mentor.
Yeah, but I am glad that everyone pretty much came out unscathed.
Yeah,
you know.
So am I. You didn't. It's not Armageddon. You didn't need to.
Yeah, you didn't need it. You didn't need like just a kind of take a hatchet to the film's cast just to give it more emotional import, because there's so much like kind of like it grabs your attention and it pulls you in so much that it doesn't need to like hammer you with additional emotions and stuff. And like obviously Chris Pine's messed up marriage and home life is heavy, and it's something that's there, but it isn't played up to the extent that like the melodramatic B plot or C plot in other disaster films does tend to be. Like it's something that again, going back to times I've talked crap about films on pods before, when we looked at Meteor, how I said there was no like melodramatic kind of family subplots in there, and there's very little of real family. Like there's established sadness.
There's like your standard issue disaster movie, like, you know, you if you were a disaster movie and you rock up at disaster movie stores, you've got to pick up all your disaster movie accoutrements. Like one of the things you've got to pick up is like I've got to pick up my like public location where everyone's watching a TV.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've got to pick up like my troubled home life for my protagonist.
Yeah.
Thank you. So obviously that's going to get resolved at the end of the movie. I've got to pick up my animal in peril that survives. Thank you. You know,
the groundhog.
Yeah, or the horse as well. Yeah,
yeah.
I was thinking specifically of the dog that leaps through the tunnel in Independence Day.
Oh yeah,
flame goes behind it for that one. But yeah, man. Yeah. Like, but what it does do, right, is it does that, but it does it to like the bare minimum.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Tony Scott's like, look, I know the drill. I've got to do these things.
Yeah, they're in there,
but once they're in there, I'm going to make the most thrilling movie I can, and I will dedicate the bare minimum of time I have to this lady who's going to come and give my hero a big kiss at the end of the movie.
Exactly. Like it's like there's no extra element of Will Coulson's wife's estranged from him. and there's a restraining order, but she's got to get a heart medication, and she can't because the pharmacy's closed because of trains, that kind of thing. Like it's like it's the bare minimum. It's what it needs to be kind of within that like kind of genre, really, because it gives you the stuff that you expect without like heavying it or pulling it down, you know.
Kids like barely get to line as well. It's not like Daddy, are you
Yeah.
coming home now? It was none of that. Just like a hug. That's it.
I'm just thinking back to Meteor when like Sean Connery's character is having a chat with his wife, and it's just the coolest, most dickhead conversation. Oh, how are the kids? Oh, well, one's got a cold, which means the other one's got. We're gonna get one. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Tell him I said hello. Yeah. Yeah. Tell the kids I said hello, I guess.
Tell the kids cheers dits.
Cheers dits. Tell the kids how we've all done stuff, mate.
Needle drops. There's not a needle drop in this movie, I don't think. There's the music video at the beginning, but I didn't really catch what that was, sadly. The score is good, though. Yeah. Harry Gregson Williams. We've had him before, I think. We were talking about Metal Gear. He did a movie. So we've definitely had him before. I think, didn't he do Enemy of the State? He did Enemy of the State.
I believe he did, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a good one from him. Very propulsive. He works well with Tony Scott's editing and directional style, I think.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. Did you know that there are some tracks from the soundtrack, the score of Aliens versus Predator, one of them, I think Alien versus Predator 3, in the soundtrack of Unstoppable.
Is that also Harry Gregson Williams? Because he's done a lot of game stuff as well.
Brian Tyler.
Brian Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, did they just kind of port in music from another film's score?
I guess so.
What?
Should we do a bit of trivia? Dude, Tony Scott used real newscasters as much as possible for the TV reports. That's pretty cool.
That's class.
That probably landed really well if you're, if you're from Pennsylvania.
If you watched a lot of TV in the States at that time. It's also, again, it's in keeping with Crimson Tide, when he used the real CNN guy for the establishing news bit at the start, you know?
Much like they did for the sound of a TIE fighter, animal noises was used to make the 777 train sound more menacing.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's cool.
That's really cool, that. I thought there was a kind of like animalistic kind of vibe about it, but I guess there we go. That's why.
That's class. So this movie is set in Pennsylvania, right? I think they filmed a lot of it in Ohio.
Yeah.
So the Stanton Curve featured in the film is actually a real line in Bel Air, Ohio. The line runs on a historic stone viaduct after crossing the Ohio River from West Virginia. The oil chemical storage tanks beside the curved track were added by CGI to increase the sense of danger. Tony Scott initially wanted to set the movie in Montana, but he changed his mind because he thought the wide open plains didn't convey a strong enough sense of danger. I'm going to say it. I would have liked to have seen Montana.
I'm surprised Sanya wasn't straight up on that one, actually.
Yeah, I give it a gentleman's too much in paces, but
he just destroys a glass of whiskey, just live German reaction.
Oh, he's going to be kicking himself about that later. Yeah. Denzel Washington. We can thank Denzel Washington for pulling this movie together, basically. So he's the one who recommended it to Tony Scott. And he's the one who recommended Chris Pine to Tony Scott as well.
Oh, cool.
And here's a good bit. So, do you remember how we were talking about on the movie Firefox? There was like shots of clouds that were used in Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
Well, much like that, when Ned puts the pedal to the metal to catch the train up, the speedometer that it cuts to is actually footage from the movie Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, holy crap! No way. Wild.
That's cool.
Was that a Tony Scott film as well?
I don't think so, but I'll double check. I have a feeling that it's Dominic Sena, written by Dominic Sena, directed by Dominic Sena.
Yeah.
So he did do Swordfish. Remember Swordfish?
I remember Swordfish. Gone in 60 Seconds stars your boy Will Patton.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. What
Will
man
Patton,
of power can do to steal cars.
Christopher Eccleston.
Christopher, no way, man.
That's wild. I must have seen this movie like a dozen times, but all between the ages of 15 and 17.
It is a real kind of, I watched this film at 15 kind of movie, kind of joint.
Yeah.
I mean, for
You just
people
remember that one
younger
bit
than
where,
me, because it came out when I was like 17, but
yeah. But like Vinnie Jones, remember that bit when Vinnie Jones at the end starts talking? Everyone's like, "Oh my god, he can talk." Yeah, but he can't act, can he? He can't. But he can.
he tries. He gives it a go. I wouldn't call him a bad actor. It was face, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So most of our categories that we normally do don't really apply to this movie, I think, because it's just the nature of the movie. I think we can all agree that the most likely course of action is that this train would have derailed somewhere in a field and blown up everything. The most dangerous is that would have derailed over the S bend in Stanton if it made it that far.
Yeah.
But the actual course of action is that blue collar ingenuity saves Pennsylvania from immediate destruction. So that's pretty cool. There's no military industrial complex oversell. It's all pretty realistic. Well, we talked about it. I don't know if it's realistic, but it's definitely like believable.
You're right. It doesn't kind of oversell anything really. Even the parts when they don't always have their eyes on the train, they don't quite know where it is. It adds the believability of it. There's no kind of we have a GPS tracker on this thing kind of plot. You notice that, right? I mean, that's really good because there's the whole hunt for it, which is excellent.
Yeah. Would this movie have been better with Dr. Jack Ryan? No, I don't think Jack. I love Jack Ryan, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jack Ryan's got the horses for this.
I don't think he does either.
What's an analyst from the CIA going to do about a runaway train?
Write a memo.
Yeah. He would, I don't know. Dr. Richard Kimball. Dr. Richard Kimball has experiences of train crashes.
True.
So he might survive a crash, but I don't know if he'd be much good at preventing it. In fact, he's got form for not preventing it.
Dr. Richard Kimball's like the staff doctor who's doing like a health and safety he's like doing like a health checkup on that guy who's driving that one train that like gets in front of them to try and stop them, and then a train hits him, and Dr. Richard Kimball uses his Richard Kimball-esque abilities to survive that train crash. It would make no sense at all, and that's I think the closest we can get to jamming him in there. What about the president? What about President Marshall?
So hear me out on this. President James Marshall is the Marine who gets winched on top of the train at the start.
Yes.
That's what I think. And I think he's like, get off my train.
He's a hands-on president.
Oh yeah, he gets involved.
Hands-on president. And he's like,
yeah, he doesn't believe in regional government at all. He's very top down.
Yeah, like that young Marine lad's getting like kind of clipped on, and you'll just hear "Stand down, double dog," and you look up, and there's President Tom Clancy. President James Marshall, just swaggering over there. Your boy Harrison Ford in full president mode, and it's like he's gonna do it. And yeah, there you go.
Tell you right, this is a good one. I think this movie is perfect for this. Where do we put a weird little scrungly Peter Falk guy?
He could be in literally any of the good guy roles and be absolutely perfect.
He
could be the Federal Railways inspector guy, and instead of being like a kind of stuffed shirt, wearing overly formal clothes.
Oh, actually, I do know about molten phenol, and molten phenol is
like instead of this friggin' Federal Railway guy who turns up dressed like something from fucking like Interview with a Vampire, he's just like, because he is far too formally dressed for this setting. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It looks like he's gonna start bitching about Lestat to like the camera. But like, so it's like instead of like dressing like just this turbo nerd who lives in the shadow of darkness, he just comes in with his like little dirty Mac, and he's like stubbing a cigarette out, and he's like, I'm going to talk to some kids about railway safety, but I'm gonna save your bacon by just knowing how to operate all these different methods of braking, that kind of thing. He could have been either one of the engineers But if he was in Chris Pine role, you would need someone probably quite older than Denzel Washington to be the Denzel Washington role to maintain.
Yeah, how you doing that, Mike? Who'd be good for that? If you had Peter Falk as the young up and coming new guy, who are you gonna have? Burt Lancaster. Burt Lancaster would be like the old salt.
Ian McKellen.
I have got 2 words for you, man.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, right, yeah. No,
Morgan Freeman.
That'd be good.
Morgan Freeman is the old as the salt. And fucking Columbo, who for whatever reason is at a position at his age in his career development when he's still having like shadow people who are more experienced than him.
Dude, I just Googled young Peter Falk.
Yeah.
And the result I got was a picture of old Peter Falk.
Good grief. That is incredible. Falk, I mean, honestly, I love the guy, and he's like one of the patron saints of this podcast. He does feel like one of the guys who...
Look at him. That's him as a Matlock.
Look, Jesus Christ.
He was a young guy. He's handsome fella.
Jesus, man. I was going to say, like, he feels like he was one of these guys who was kind of born old because he doesn't seem like a high-energy dude in any films you've seen, but he's young once, I guess.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that young Peter Falk brings up an image of old Peter Falk.
Yeah, so good. Is there a space in this movie for Lieutenant Commander Samuel L. Jackson, U.S. Navy? Not for Lieutenant Commander Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson, maybe.
Yeah.
But not as his character in Patriot Games, I don't think.
No.
There's about as much space for a Lieutenant Commander as this film is pro or contra CIA.
The one place you could put Samuel L. Jackson in, I guess, like Patriot Games era, Lieutenant Commander Samuel L. Jackson, he's in one of the scenes in the towns and he's making people evacuate, and like they're not listening to the local cops and fire, but then he comes out in his number 1 rig from a coffee shop, puts on his fucking officer's cap, and he starts bawling them out, and they're like, "Sir, yes, sir," and just all run away. Yeah.
Tyne, you've already said it. There's no pro anti-CIA. There's no involved with the Central Intelligence Agency or any of the 3-letter agencies here. But ding Chavez Award for missed opportunity of the movie.
I've got one.
Go on.
This film did not feature the song 777 by Glenn Danzig.
Wow, deep cut.
Very deep cut. Very deep cut. 777 from Danzig's album Lucifuge would have been mint and an excellent like kind of leitmotif for 777. The train itself. That is my missed opportunity of the film.
I guess the only one we have, you don't get to see Kevin Dunn's character get sacked. Like as soon as they pull off the train getting rescued, there should have been like a phone call.
Yeah.
And then he just gets bitched off straight away.
That would be class, actually.
Everyone's celebrating, and you can hear the news report and clips of everyone clapping and that, and you just see him in his office from outside. You see the glass window, you see him inside.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah. And he slams that phone down, and he starts throwing stuff into a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Back at your desk.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Or even more humiliatingly, he gets like walked out by security.
Wow. Yeah.
Because to be honest, if like a VP is getting fired, they're probably going to get walked out by security.
Oh man! And then everybody on all their desks and the bullpen stand up and a slow clap as he's walking out. Man,
like jog on, dickhead. That would be class. Yeah,
that'd have been awesome.
That'd be so good. Yeah, cool. Get in.
I guess this movie's taut and it doesn't need it. It's a slick movie with no fat to trim really.
Not at all.
But I like Rosario Dawson's character a lot, and I kind of hope that she had a little bit more to do. There were so many little ops rooms that I never really felt that she was solely in control of the situation. Yeah, and I wanted her to be. She was always talking. I mean, there was lots of coordination with other people.
Yeah,
what was meant to happen, but I didn't get the feeling that like this is on her and it's all on her plate and that she's feeling the pressure. Because we spent so much time in the train, I guess, with the guys.
Yeah.
So maybe if we just given her a little bit of extra pressure, maybe so we could see her do some more stuff.
She could have done with a few more scenes, definitely.
I like Rosario Dawson a lot. She's a really good actress, and I felt like she was maybe a little underused in this movie.
And in fact, you located some trivia that Rosario Dawson is a train enthusiast insofar as, according to the internet, she takes trains whenever she can.
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of thing that she... That's something that almost certainly she said on the press tour for this movie.
Yeah.
And that has now been enshrined in IMDb.
Yeah.
That smacks a little bit like, why did you do this movie? I've always liked trains. not that they were paying me multiple millions of pounds to be in it.
She just does it for the sheer love of the game, man, you know?
Yeah.
She's about the train life. And I think trains are cool. I mean, I'm from Cramlington, and people from Cramlington derailed the Flying Scotsman, but I still like trains. You know?
Good Cramlington fact there, man. I love
Deep cuts. Any train come around here, we're going to fucking kill it. You see, that could be like the kind of alternate ending, like the need to derail it. The portable, so like an alternate ending, the need to derail the train, the portable derailer fails. They summon the ghosts of miners from Cramlington who derailed the Flying Scotsman while on strike, and then they materialize and use their spectral powers to derail it. And they're like,
yeah, and then at the end, they go, "Your oath has been fulfilled. I release you."
and the ghosts like, "Oh, get in. Let's weigh down the boozer."
That's good. That's the most spooky course of action.
Spooky course of action for Halloween for Tony SCOTTOBERFEST.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Sanya, have you got a missed opportunity of the movie, or any comments that you'd like to give? We haven't spoken to you for a while.
No, I don't. I can't really think of a missed opportunity, to be honest. Not really. I kind of disagree with your choice of having the option to see that guy get fired. I think the cut of works in fast food is with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's Dewey's just getting working in fast food. Yeah. I'm talking about the guy who threatens to fire everybody else. He gets a little line that just says, "Connie's moved into the VP of train operations," and then it cuts to him and just goes, "This guy's old job."
Yeah.
What's the name of this movie in Germany?
It's Unstoppable.
I thought I'd have a cool.
They've been really fucking lazy with that one.
No, I wanted like a cool.
Yeah,
name.
Nothing beats the Staatsfeind Nummer 1.
No, actually, no. Actually, we call it Trolley Problem, the movie.
Incredible.
Yeah. Dude, have you got some notes from the Peanut Gallery?
Absolutely. So, once again, it's Notes from Peanut Gallery. We look into reviews people place on Letterboxd. Some of them are unhinged, some of them are insightful, most of them are funny. None of these were intended for us to say, go and give this person grief. Go and abuse their choice of opinions. It's really nice to see these people's takes on stuff. I mean, it's no Thomas and the Magic Railroad, the true Kino train film, but it's still good. I swear this movie uses music from The Dark Knight. I swear it. 3.5 stars. Choo choo go vroom, and everybody go, "Oh no!" And Denzel and Chris say, "We get it." Then choo choo go shriek. Good job, Denzel and Chris. Good job, Choo Choo. 4 stars. Chris Pine can ride that train at full speed right into my heart any day. Two stars here from someone called Chris, who was wrong. Tony Scott's digital zoom function was broken and he kept moving the camera trying to fix it. We're gonna run this bitch down. Love the shots of midday Hooters patrons following the news. Tony Scott understood America, and they really don't make them like this anymore. It's insane. This was only 12 years ago, and hard to imagine this being made today because mid-budget action thrillers no longer exist. Man, I miss Tony Scott so damn much.
Dude, that's perfect. That one I totally wholeheartedly agree with.
But we can't end on that downbeat one. There's just one great one here. 4 stars. Jim and Pam would have died if it weren't for these two. Then and there's that emoji that's like and the praying hands emoji.
Yeah.
That was a 4-star review by someone called KYK. thank you so much for bringing to a close that section of notes from Peanut Gallery.
Amazing.
Excellent.
Guys, I believe we've now come to the end of our 11th episode of Clear and Present Dudes. Thank you to all of our listeners and people who have subscribed, commented, and participated in the polls and stuff. If you want to do more of that, please do on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify and YouTube. Also, if you want to get in touch, please feel free to email us at clearandpresentdudes@gmail.com, and also catch us on Instagram at clearandpresentdudes. And also, my personal threads is Mike D2049. And Rory, over to you.
Also, a special thanks to our listener and friend of the podcast, Jen from Syracuse, who did indeed dispatch an agent in New York City to determine for us that the diner from 3 Days the Condor is in fact still active and still working. So she dispatched a lady she's friends with named Sasha, who lives in New York City, who can confirm to our agent and player that it is still active. We could have just found that out by going on Google Maps or searching for it, but we wanted to get our friends to look at things for us.
That's beautiful. It's the Candy Shop on Lexington.
You can find me on Twitter at Rory O'Toole. That's Rory spelled Romeo Uniform Alpha Romeo India. O'Toole spelled as in Peter, no relation. I'm sick of people asking me that. And I think all that's left to be said now is
we've been
determining what film is going to be next. Hey, we're determining what comes next. Hey, you see how I dummied you there? I was like,
man, it worked. Absolutely destroyed me. How are we determining what movie's next?
Last week was a Sanya pick. This week was a Rory pick, which means it's you, man.
Okay, then. Let's have a look at the list quickly.
Yes.
Wow.
Pressure's on.
Pressure is on.
This train's rolling, man. It's not a coaster. It's under power.
Right. Michael Dunbar challenge. Don't pick a movie that's got Gene Hackman in.
Challenge failed.
Right. Right. So it's obviously SCOTTOBERFEST at the minute. I want to hold some Michael Mann for Michael Manuary.
Yes.
So November has got to be something a bit different. What about? I've picked it, dude. Guys, this is happening. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. It's going to be A Few Good Men from 1992 by Rob Reiner, starring Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Jack Nicholson, Kiefer Sutherland, Noah Wyle.
What a cast. Good grief.
James Marshall from Twin Peaks.
But not President James Marshall.
Kevin Pollack. Yeah, we're doing that movie.
Yes.
We're going to do A Few Good Men.
Get in. Woo! And with that...
That means...
You can start us off, Mike. You can say it.
We've been...
Clear and
present dudes.